Precision. 15% increased companion crit chance. It's one of those boring traits that's probably very effective overall. Just not exciting when you do it. But it'll probably kick some serious ass. Wow. Nyoko's giving me 30 to medical. Wow. Just seems borderline excessive. I like how my background as a tossball team mascot gives me 1 whole point of inspiration. Just 1 whole point. Just wow. Mind-blowing. It's really gonna just change the whole world. Go ahead and invest a few more in here. I am falling behind on lockpicking. I just cannot. I constantly can't quite open things. And yeah, my armor's not been helping. I kind of want to recenter everything back to having like an ending in a 0 stat. Because that's every 10 points is where the big goals usually happen. So the more I even them out, the more I can make it so that each level is more likely to give me like a milestone. Maybe. Heading around and to the left. Hi. The dreaded Manta Queen. The most undefeatable, dangerous thing of all of Monarch. Oops, is dead.
Survive and the weak perish.
That's all it takes. I just unload 1 full magazine or clip or whatever directly into it.
It is a truck, isn't it? Almost like we don't have working lifts or roads.
I fire 1 full clip, and then there's 1 follow-up companion ability to shave off the last 20%, and it's dead. Oh no, I don't have any weapons to shred. I've hit peak levels of too much bullshit in my inventory, apparently. Uh-oh. I can't go to the Borst factory either. Eh. So these are, oh yeah. Frozen dinner. Sure, let's just eat it, whatever. Chomp, chomp, chomp. 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 Ta-da! Hopefully none of those were drugs. With consequences. Oh, they're coming. I like how you lecture animals. Wait, is that what you feel like you're doing when you talk to people? Lecturing a bunch of animals? I've got to stop looting, or I'll be back to being out of space again. Ooh, there's one.
Sometimes violence is the only way.
Got her.
That's the last of them.
I kind of appreciate how the Mantis soldiers actually will come up to you and then they'll take a moment to try to block your incoming attacks. Like you'll be shooting them and they'll try to physically block them. Makes them easier to kill though because they just completely stop moving.
May the law have mercy on you.
Goodbye, Manta Queen. I don't think it survived. Ooh, hi. Ow. How do I stop, drop, and roll? How do I stop, drop, and roll? Ouchies.
And here we are.
It's the only way to know how to roll. I have a dodge, technically.
Station ain't too far now.
Am I on the right quest? Yeah, I'm still dealing with your friends.
Hey you! Get over here! There are marauders up ahead!
Oh no. How the hell did marauders navigate the caverns?
This station's under the protection of the corporate compliance crew. You a marauder? 'Cause me and my sunshine, that's my gun if you were wondering, we don't take kindly to marauders.
No?
A coherent enough response, I reckon. Must be true. You're clear, but I would caution you against pressing on ahead. This station's plumb crawling with marauders, you know?
What are you doing up here? Hunting marauders?
I take it you ain't met the other C3s. Me and Sunshine are doing exactly what we've been tasked with. You want more details? You ought to talk to my crew. They're guarding a small barracks to the southeast, by the edge of the mountain.
How do I find the other C3s?
See that path that runs underneath that giant archway? Follow it on down. There's a little station near the cliff. You'll find the rest of my crew there.
I'm off. You can have them help kill the marauders, I guess, but that's just gonna get them killed. Oh, my weapon's starting to meet a state of disrepair. Ah, this is a fast travel location. That's great news for me. But it sounds like I'm gonna be going to the main story on accident at this point, essentially. I gotta deal with my inventory though, it's a problem. And also I need to deal with the fact that my important gun that keeps me alive is breaking. Because stuff breaks quickly in this game. I can upgrade it. I keep leveling up so I can keep upgrading it, but it's just... get real expensive. Gonna have to find the next tier. You already have stuff on you, right? Yeah. Right, so I need to find a store now. Or a vending machine. I guess, yeah, there's this guy. Sell my junk. I'm interested in how the vending machine even knows how to assign value to half that stuff, but okay. Don't care about melee weapons. Stealth upgrades don't matter. This game doesn't have stealth missions. So it's just a minor advantage to your first attack. Unless you really want to avoid combat entirely, which I'm sure you can, but you're not given a ton of reason to try. Kind of seems like it'd make exploring areas a huge pain in the ass. gonna have so much space in a minute. It's okay. It's okay. Just close your eyes and tell yourself it doesn't matter. Just close your eyes. Don't think about the fact that any of these items might be important in a hyper-specific situation later and you never... Wow, whatever that was, I had 33 of it. Holy shit. There's just so many consumables. Here, what spots? There we go. That's the spot that is closest to where the accept button is. What? You can mash E? Thought you had to hit accept. Neat. Ha 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 ha. I got like 100 pounds of free weight now. Oh, right. Then there's all this shit. Let's stop at like anything above 30 I'll keep. And then we'll double check. I've really simplified things by prioritizing armor rating over all else, which people may disagree with. All right, so is any of this an upgrade? Because I'm not sure if it even is. But that's all that passed the test. Aha. Heavy armor. Iconoclast armor. Neither of them have stats. It actually has a lot of upgrades. Grounded, shock armor rating 10, thug, melee skills 10, defense skills 10, and then backpack carrying capacity plus 20. Interesting. Wow, you actually still haven't had upgraded armor since we got here. Well, here you go. Thank you for the increased backpack capacity. Nope, doesn't work. You can't equip them with increased backpack capacity and have it affect us, apparently. Ah, we did it. I've got like 140 more open pounds now, or kilograms, I mean. Ah, back to picking everything up. How much money do I have now? I should probably should have just bought my upgrade. 20,000. It only gave me like 4K selling all that stuff. But
How many years do you think it took nature to shape the rock into a set of horns like that?
To be honest, I'm surprised it's still standing. Every time I set foot inside, I half expect the tower to fall over.
Well, they weren't joking. Yeah, it's one of those things where I can afford to upgrade my weapon again, but the cost goes up exponentially every time you do it. So it's like I just gotta find the next tier. I've got the high ground, Anakin. Don't do it. You'll never stand a chance, Anakin. Boom. 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 There you go. Anybody else? Hey, Scrap Mechanical, you're supposed to help, weren't you?
I'll take your confession now.
I'm not really sure where they are in space. Anyway. Oh, I think they're coming up. Oh, they can handle themselves. Doggy. Man, their ringleader kind of went out embarrassingly. Wow, you guys took out all those guys. They really can just handle themselves. Hey, you want to turn the corner? I dare you. There you go. Who needs AI? Everyone just runs at you in a straight line and tries to shoot you. Like in Fallout 3. A game that came out 13 years ago. No need to iterate on that. We'll just stick with that level of AI forever. Yeah, AI that was criticized back then for being bad already when it was new.
Hiram must have sealed the door. He's easy.
Oop, what was that? Oh, interesting. You can make the unlocking noise on a sealed door. Doesn't seem to do anything, but if you hold E for a bit, it does the same little unlocking sound for a few seconds that you do when you're unlocking something. Like that. Weird. Alright, well I took out the ringleader already, so like, they can't be that tough.
You may not realize this being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the station's on lockdown. Which means you can't ever get to me. So leave already.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the blaring guns. Anybody else?
Here's the elevator, but I ain't gonna budge while this place is on lockdown.
I just had to come a little further and there was going to be one of these anyway. Go figure.
Guess we keep moving forward. Look for another way up.
Yeah, he went and said we couldn't reach him, which now I've got to show him that he's wrong about that. Not a ton going on in there. Definitely one of the benefits of making your game a space colony is you get to reuse the same buildings or rooms a lot. Because they're all supposed to be like prefab from specific parts that they brought with them.
Whoever you are, yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me. Face the intercom.
That feels like a trap. Like you're gonna blow me up or something. Admittedly, I'll probably just like eat the fire because I'm so massively powerful, so I don't recommend it.
I can't tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? And you, Nyoka, what are you doing lugging a stranger into my station?
You could use the socialization, you son of a bitch. Also, he hired me.
To what purpose? I happen to have some significant problems I am dealing with right now. Marauders, running out of purple berry wine 3 days ago, not being able to bloody broadcast.
I need to see the information broker about...
No. We'll deal with information-related business later. As I said, there are bigger problems threatening my life and livelihood at this very moment. The Marauders want me dead. And since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I need you to clear out the threat. As my newest contractor, you may call me the broker.
Or we can call you Hiram, on account of that's your damn name, and doubly on the account of the broker being a dumbass alternative.
What? Everyone calls me that, aside from you.
Why me?
You're here, and you're armed, aren't you? The feed's gone grainy, but it looks like you're packing deadly force. I know Nyoka is, for sure. I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long. Clear the Marauders out, and I'll pay you double the going rate. They destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again.
How many marauders broke into the station?
Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment, I'll be out of a job, permanently.
What's in it for me?
Aside from the bits I'll be paying you, you said you wanted something from me. Something information related. I'll give it to you, in person, once I'm safe.
I'll see what I can do. Not getting in there yet, because my hacking skill's too bad. If I leveled up one more time, I could probably get over that, though. Because I could take the armor off. That's giving me -10. Does anything here have stealth skills +5? Probably just do it now, actually. Yep. Alright, so I gave my character plus 100% armor abilities, which means if I have negative armor abilities, they're twice as shitty. Maybe it's controversial though, but I've never been a fan of that mechanic in games. Go change your, just weirdly change your clothes and now you can do the thing you couldn't do a minute ago. I've never been the biggest fan of that kind of incentive structure. It's just kind of an awkward thing that encourages fiddliness and keeping a bunch of like specific pieces of gear around just to switch into in specific situations. It was one of the kind of like less positive elements of Disco Elysium. You can't press Q twice. Maybe you could press QE. Maybe. But yeah, that means I can get +10 and -10. So I guess I should probably keep one stealth skills piece of equipment. But the problem is that, once again, there's no sorting system and no faving system. So you can't say, keep this one particular gear in a special category of things that I switch to regularly and don't want to sell. So you have to like try to keep an eye out for it in the giant cloud, which once you have more than one piece of gear that you want to keep, then you're like, okay, now I gotta keep a checklist of all the ones not to sell and make sure I'm not accidentally selling them every single time I deal with my gear, and that's not a great system. Memorandum: Environmental Controls, Installation and Keycard. Barb. The new environmental controls terminal is now installed and running upstairs. Congratulations! You messaged corporate about it. You get to manage it. Consider this your official notice to hide its access key card deep in the bottom of a drawer somewhere, preferably within the archives or in one of the station's other popular sections, because I sure as hell will not allow our station's efficiency scores to plummet due to a pointless safety feature. Do not even think about testing the system out. The emergency sirens will make your ears bleed. And if you accidentally trigger a fire suppression system, it could suck the air from the room faster than the station's last performance review. Val. That's brutal when there's like a sufficiently loud audio system. Oop, hello. I was once taking care of my mom's cats and going to where she lived and all that and trying to disable her security system based on the password, and I like slightly pressed something wrong and wasn't sure what button resets the security system so you can like then try again at typing the password, because you have to like press a button to restart the typing the password, otherwise it keeps adding to the string of previous things you already typed, but that was a mistake and blah blah blah. And in the few seconds I spent trying to figure that out, it then decided, nope, time for the alarm. And wow, physically painful. There are some alarms that are so cartoonishly loud that you actually do want to leave the area. So I guess they're doing their job.
Elevators to your right. Get ready.
It's just some marauders. How bad could it be, right? Oh, we even have a nice little cover window. Hi. Oh. Well, that's awkward. Thankfully, it appears to be opaque, so he can't see me through it either. I'm really bummed out I can't shoot through these windows. It'd be really useful cover. Hi.
Here we go.
Ooh. I haven't seen a melee dude for a while.
Everyone all right?
I guess that cleared that out. They go down quick. There are terminals, but they're generally not online. Hey! Universal Defense Logistics would like to remind employees that there is no... yeah, it's the one, that's the comment from before. Like, we're not responsible for the death you're probably going to have, which we know that you're going to have, and so on. Inclement weather warning. Regional severe alert. Next 72 hours, chance of thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms, including lightning strikes, forecast across mountain region. From Ramsey. Emergency protocols. To the information broker. As I stated in my prior 4 messages, there is simply no cause for alarm. I swear to you, Hiram, the situation is under control. What you call a near emergency, I would consider a non-event. Yes, a high energy transmission was used for too lengthy a period of time, and yes, the generators cannot safely support that activity. Yes, and yes, they could have been damaged under load, but the point remains, nothing happened. We caught the issue in time, the engineers involved were reprimanded. I swear on my mama's grave it will not happen again. Now please cease contacting me for daily updates on the status of the generators. Thank you, Val. Toilets from I Am Avoyeur. Oh, this one's to Jay Ramsey. What in the black hole were you thinking, Val? At some point, space efficiency becomes the inverse of time efficiency, when one negates the other. What I mean is, how am I to do my morning business when the toilets are directly facing the open showers? You might like watching fellows scrub their jigglies while you're taking a steaming dump, but I don't. Sincerely, thanks for the peep show. Not really. That was sarcasm, Theodore. On the contrary, Theo, not only is it spatially efficient design, it also encourages simultaneous users to hurry their business. Don't look, or speed it up and move on. After all, the faster you're back to your station, the happier your wheel will be. Warmest regards, Val. Postscript, you take too many bathroom breaks and you know it. What? Little bit of back and forth about how everybody isn't pulling their own weight and only they are, and so on, which is what everybody says all the time about every job. Boo-doo-boo-doo. In that way, Overwatch is like a microcosm for real life and jobs and so on, where everyone only sees their own perspective, so they're convinced that they're doing all the best work and everyone else is just holding them back, seemingly on purpose. Yep. Switching to that makes it free. I wonder if I can just get away with wearing this gear all the time then, because I don't know. I don't want to switch back and forth that badly. Atmospheric controls are online. Issue detected with the auto mechanical controls. Alerting HQ. Auto mechanical controls. Request for auto mechanical security and assistance installation. Time submitted. An incredibly long exponential time ago. Awaiting an official response from Byzantium HQ. Atmospheric controls. Environmental sensor status. All sensors currently indicate a standard level range regarding temperature and chemical composition throughout the station. Fire suppress the main hall. Where's the main hall? Aren't I in the main hall? I mean, we've already killed 5 out of 7 marauders. I don't think I need to drain all the oxygen anywhere. That could negatively affect me. Okay, last 2 guys, where are you at? I'm sure we can resolve this peacefully. In that you will be in peace. And then you'll be at peace. I meant to say you're going to be in pieces. And then at peace. Anyway. It's okay. I'll try to pull off the delivery on the next guy. He won't remember.
Sure.
And that's how it's done, Captain.
The end. Also, I sent them over there on accident.
Be right
Good.
there.
Undo.
That's the last of them, I think.
I don't think they even shot back. Like that's the level of fight we're at now, I guess.
Marauder free at last. I'll get the door. You hurry on it.
Hi. Don't turn on us. It just goes really badly for you. I'm gonna assume that you're not gonna turn on us because there's a follow-up quest where her companion quest has us talking to you, so you probably know better. Anyway, mine. Sorry, you forgot to nail all your stuff down, so that makes it mine.
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration. This ought to square our debt. One hefty payment for a highly valued service rendered. But I admit, I do wonder why Nyoka has brought you to me. Allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you here?
You know why I'm here. Can we continue our conversation from the intercom now?
If you insist. As I was telling you before, I am the premier broker for all of Monarch. Phineas must have sent you. He's the only one insane enough to send someone to Monarch to rush me. I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts always.
Oh, you do you? I have lost track of the number of beers you owe me for chasing raptidons off your stoop.
You said that in a way that was almost believable.
I take offense to that. Look, okay. Just, it might take me a while this time.
Why is that?
I am awaiting but a single incoming transmission containing the information we desire. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are clogging the airwaves from Stellar Bay and Amber Heights. In their war against each other, they're scrambling each other's outgoing transmissions. Luckily, however, the Iconoclasts have now gone silent. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Maybe.
If you did, then you would have had my impressed gratitude. Still, we need to get MSI off the airwaves. I will leave the means to that particular end under your discretion.
This is a problem how?
The bandwidth! There's too much blasted background noise. Nothing gets through but their local broadcasts. Which of course has inadvertently affected the incoming port and my livelihood.
Sounds like basically everyone else on this planet is between you and your livelihood. Where in Stellar Bay?
My former partner, Sanjar, transmits from his office in MSI's headquarters in the center of town. Don't let him try to fool you. While his messages might seem like gibberish, they are in reality coded business orders to off-world companies. I understand why he needs the bandwidth, but we had a deal and he's broadcasting ceaselessly.
Tell me more about MSI and the Iconoclasts.
Graham and his Iconoclasts believe anarchy is the way of life. Sanjar opposes it, as he's taking strides to corporatize Stellar Bay.
Can't we cut them off from inside the station?
No, they're jamming the limited frequencies we have at our disposal. Nothing extraplanetary can get in or out until the frequency pollution thins out. The safest bet is to convince Sanjar and MSI to stop transmitting on their end.
I'll talk some sense into them.
You do that, I'll be here, waiting on the receiving end. Luck be with you. I have a feeling you'll be needing a pinch of it, plus a vat of patience.
So you're an info broker. What's that?
Is that a trick question? Because to answer it, you'd need to pay me. Of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. I'll even offer it for free. We'll call it an exchange for your help with the broadcasts. Ask me what you will.
Let's talk about the board.
There are so many members. Do specify.
Got any compromising information on the chairman?
If you try to cite me on this, I will deny. Do you understand? What I am about to reveal is the sort of information that gets a body disappeared. MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status.
So the chairman demonizes Monarch rather than welcome it back into the fold.
Exactly. But you didn't hear so much as a whisper of such from me. Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information.
I'm curious about MSI and the Iconoclasts.
They are a curious lot. Insufferable. And short-sighted, too. What else do you wish to know?
I could use some dirt on Sanjar Nandi.
Sanjar's not actually at fault for his past performance reviews, but he can keep hunting for loopholes to get back on the board for the next century. He'll never be reinstated. Not in his lifetime. For Nebula's sake, even with the loophole I gave him, he's only in charge of MSI because every other exec died during the massacre at Amber Heights.
What do you mean?
I gave Sanjar and Graham legal information that would allow MSI to own Terra 1 once the other corporations had abandoned the planet. The execs had their concerns, but before the matter could be resolved, pirates raided their homes in the night.
I'm curious about Graham Bryant's deep, dark secrets.
Some say Graham suffers from nightmares that leave him sweat-drenched and screaming. I would assume it stems from the friends and family he lost in Amber Heights all those years ago.
What's the story between MSI and the Iconoclasts?
You mean between MSI, the Iconoclasts, and myself? I bet neither of those megalomaniacs told you I was the true mastermind behind Monarch. Back when the colony was still Terra 1 and corporations were abandoning us left and right, I'm the one who approached Sanjar and Graham with the means to our salvation. I offered them a legal way to take control of the planet. If MSI were the only corporation here, they could claim sole ownership.
So MSI would have to stay behind while the other corporations left.
Precisely. The other corporations were fleeing because of the hazard clause declaring Terra 1 uninhabitable. But MSI had lagged behind, giving Sanjar and Graham an opportunity. Take over MSI, stay here while the other corps left, take over the planet.
And there was nothing in it for you, huh?
Even then, I plied my trade as an information broker, albeit in a smaller capacity. Of course, I demanded an exchange for the data. Thus, the bargain was struck. They could run MSI while I would operate Devil's Peak Station. Unfortunately, relations have soured over time.
Why'd the partnership fall apart?
Competing ideologies. Graham believes Sanjar has become corrupted by the corporate lifestyle, that he is now similar to the original corporate executives they sought to reform. And Sanjar has learned the hard way that Graham is quite morally gray. Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information.
What can you tell me about Phineas?
Not much, admittedly.
You must know something about him.
Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history. As far as what's between us, I mean. Outside of that, well, that's a raptidon of another color.
What a completely natural phrase. I'm listening.
I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, the experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain. I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not unconvinced either. Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information.
Have you received any broadcasts from Earth?
What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not worth my time. Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one, that might be worth it for the right price.
That's enough gossip for now.
How low you seemingly regard my trade.
Nyoka needs a favor.
Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me.
She's your friend, and she's in need. You're the only one who could help.
Tug on my heartstrings, why don't you? Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra 2.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes round one of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck.
I'd like to secure some information.
I may have a secret for you, for the right exchange. How? Sure. You know where to find me if you need me.
The phrasing changed, but it was still the same menu. So I think we're going to be coming back when we have another thing we need information for, but also once we've cleared the airwaves. He mentioned that the iconoclast quieted down. That seemed to be referring to the fact that after I did my last objective, Graham said that he was going to get off the tower for a while to avoid undue information. Although if he's been constantly broadcasting for a while, I feel like him suddenly going quiet would give him some undue attention.
Hell of a job.
Authorized broadcaster. Select recorded transmissions. For a list of all scheduled incoming and outgoing broadcasts to go live, please ask your producer to initiate broadcasting. Do not begin broadcasting without the supervision of a senior producer. Thank you, Val. And now for a message from our sponsors. Tired of itchy acid burns? Try Auntie Cleo's artisanal borscht-scented moisturizing cream. Priority transmission log. The station's primary band is presently oversaturated. Yep. Personal files. Memorandum titled Clear Blue Skies. Mood. Optimistic. Dare I say, the future is looking bright. Indeed, I can run a full gamut of operations without ever leaving the sanctuary of the broadcast room. Sanjar and Graham are living up to their promises and have not interfered with initial broadcasts. The deal is holding, and I believe I can make a life here. Sneaky, sneaky, mood sneaky. Had a near miss the other day. Nearly ended up with the board on my trail. We will mark that trial firmly in the failure category. One must experiment, however, to ascertain the best methods. I have found thus far the most reliable method for evading detection within the limited frequency of Monarch's off-world transmissions involves duplicating regular news broadcasts on several unused frequencies. My information gathering associates know to filter out the sounds in the vocal range, in turn isolating the embedded data. And the board's authorities are none the wiser. Playing hazard has never been so thrilling, nor high stakes. Should have known, mood furious. Pox it all. Those imbecilic children and their hatred of each other. Sanjar and Graham have oversaturated my key bands. They'll take down each other all right, and me right alongside them. I should have never invited them to play. But what to do about it now? What to do indeed? These logs seem to indicate that they're already actively at war with each other, which is kind of surprising because, like, apparently, Sanjar found out about and was allowing Graham to purchase goods from them. Like, they had a thing going for a bit there where they had an ecosystem going. They had two separate governments and two separate locations with two different ways of doing things, but they were trading. Even if it started off as being an under the table sort of thing that wasn't supposed to be happening, they did let it keep happening. Sanjar found out about it and all he did was tax the trade. He didn't cut them off until recently. But they're kind of making it sound like they've been perpetually at war, which doesn't sound like it's true either. Just two separate groups of people. The main conflict being that Graham kept recruiting people from Sanjar's colony.
Is a dead or dying one? Slick work in there.
All's quiet again. Thanks for the easy payday, stranger. Maybe C3 ought to hire you.
I got places to go, sir. Have fun. Standing there forever now. That's your new jam. Not sure why I'm walking as if I'm gonna actually stick around here. An expansion site for Edgewater that Spacer's Choice abandoned in Emerald Vale. Is it gonna be? So it sounds like it's gonna be in the Emerald Vale map again. Maybe even a place I've been to before, funnily enough. But yeah, when I slept earlier and I was talking about how time doesn't seem to matter in this game, so it's weird to have a make time go forward mechanic. This is like the only example I can think of, is you have to wait an hour for these cakes to cook in Monarch. That's it, basically. So those should be done by now. Yep. Fallbrook is next on the list of places to investigate. And I need to figure out the situation with MSI and the Iconoclasts. Hopefully I can clean them up. Yep. Empty Man's also on Fallbrook, so we have a handful of reasons to go there. Our last stop before we resolve the war, I guess. I still feel like these are two groups of people that could get along more than they could not. Because even though Sanjar is a little corporate-y, like, he cares more about people.
What does your religion say happens to us after we die?
The body returns to the universe from whence it came. I'm sure you've seen a corpse in the various stages of decay.
Why do we exist in the first place, then? What the hell's the point?
Our lives contribute to the betterment of the human race. Everyone has a part to play for the greater advancement.
I ain't got a part. Life ain't a damn cereal.
You helped people survive the Monarch evacuation, did you not? Perhaps one of them will go on to unlock godhood for the human race.
Well, if they do, I hope they remember who pulled them from the jaws of raptidons.
Yeah, he only speaks in weak platitudes. Stuff that he doesn't have to justify or actually come up with evidence for, and is so open-ended that you could always imply that it was always right all along. Haha. But given how grotesque the board's groups have been so far, it really does feel like there should be an outcome that's possible where I can get these people to get along. Because their opposition is just so much worse, and also so much outside what any of them are willing to do.
Trouble checking in? Or you might need directions to the amenities? If you're locked out of your cabin, a replacement key costs 50 bits.
Tell me about the amenities.
No reservation, no problem. Day trippers are always welcome in our saloon. Straight back and to the right. If you hit the falls, you've gone too far. Check in with Ms. Malin. She'll set you straight. I am here to anticipate and facilitate your needs, patron.
Where am I? What is this place?
Guess it's true. Fallbrook really is the best-kept secret in all of Monarch, excepting the Borst Factory's secret ingredient. We're a leisurely stopover for the more adventurous spacefaring traveler. Understand?
Sure.
Swell. We like quick-on-the-draw types like you. Saloon is straight back and to the right. Once you're feeling sated, you're welcome to a private cabin. Only $250 a night. Ms. Malin can let you one if you're interested. She's the one who runs this racket.
Lilia sent me. Where's Catherine?
You're looking for Ms. Malin. On an errand for the boss lady? That sounds ominous. Yeah. Ms. Malin won't like that a whit.
Breathe. It's okay. Just point me towards Miss Malin.
She's not but just down the way. A 10-to-1 says she's either pouring drinks or skinning a sprat in the saloon. Word to the wise, Ms. Malin don't take kindly to interlopers. When I said sprat, I didn't mean the sort with whiskers and a tail.
I'll be back. Or not. I don't know. What are you, a cop?
Time for a round of whist. Or a round of whiskey. Or both.
Whiskey? This is the closest thing to a red light district we've seen in this game, isn't it? At this point, I've seen more kind of agreeable groups than shitty ones, funnily enough. Because now there's Groundbreaker, the Iconoclasts, and that place. I almost said Spacer's Choice, but it's different. Stellar Bay, there we go. Different S word. I feel like those three could, like, group up a little better against the board. Maybe that's actually where we're going towards. Nelson Mason.
Take a gander at that mug. I ain't ever seen someone so adept looking my whole life.
Watch yourself, Captain. This guy's got eyes like a sprat set on stealing your dinner.
Oh, now, come on. All I mean is, well, rather that, you don't seem like the usual pigeons we pluck. No offense, of course, if you are a Byzantium goldblood. Say, I'd like to do you a favor. Might I interest you in a surefire scheme? Wink, wink.
Wink wink's a weird way to follow up the surefire, but okay. Did you just say wink at me instead of actually winking?
Don't believe I did. No? Wink. Pure and simple, it's like this. I run our drug delivery service. Recently, I had the genius idea to cut costs in half by swapping our autoloaders with faster, cheaper sprats.
That's a stroke of sheer brilliance.
See? I know a fellow genius when I clap eyes on him. Too right you are. Only problem is my sprat carriers ain't arrived from their latest run. As I was saying, you look more capable than most of the hoople heads around these parts. What say you locate him and retrieve the goods for me? In return, I'll cut you 5% of the profit.
Make it 35 plus a sample of the goods and you've got a deal. Wink.
35%? Are you out of your gourd? If I wasn't recovering from a bout of Margellans, I wouldn't stand for this. But things are what they are, so I'll agree to it. But not 0.5% more. My sprat carriers scurry back and forth through the shipping tunnels. Any trail ought to start there. When you've got the goods, I'll be here.
What in the world? All right. So he runs a drug operation and he's like, we don't need auto mechanicals and loaders and things that you'd have to pay for. I'll just train the rats to do it. What could go wrong?